Hello, everybody. Travis Simlinger coming to you once again from Progressive Coaching, located in Zurich, Switzerland. And today I have video session 3 in this series on overcoming the fear of uncertainty. I'll link to the rest of the playlist up here, and you can check that out because right now I want to get straight into today's session. And the topic I want to get into today is all about actually taking action. Actually doing something to overcome our fear of uncertainty. Because we can't just think our way out of a problem. We can't just visualize and manifest different results. We get different results by taking different actions. So otherwise we fall into the trap of what I like to term dead person's goals. Now, a dead person's goal is anything that a corpse could do better than us. For example, a corpse could do better than us. They could stop feeling depressed, stop feeling this way, stop feeling uncertain. Okay, because it doesn't take any action to achieve that. A corpse could do that better than us with a 100% success rate. But what we want to do is actually step into our uncertainty now and prove to ourselves what we can actually do now that we've laid some of the psychological foundations in the previous sessions. And what we want to do now is see uncertainty for what it really is. And what it really is an opportunity for growth. Uncertainty, stepping into uncertainty is where the growth happens in life. Because think of the opposite. If we're always avoiding uncertainty, which is an impossible task, by the way, because life is uncertain. So we give ourselves an unsolvable problem, which is incredibly stressful. If we do that, we shrink our life more and more and more to try to avoid uncertainty. We paint ourselves quite literally into a corner. Okay, but we're not going to do that anymore. Change our neurological associations. We saw uncertainty as pain. We can see it as pleasure in an instant. And when we do that, everything changes. Because when we see uncertainty, as I said, for what it really is, an opportunity for growth. And when we see uncertainty for also what it is, if we don't step into uncertainty, what it costs us, and we associate with that pain, completely switches our motivation. Just like the example I gave with if our child was in hospital and needed money for a life-saving operation, we would step into that uncertainty and it wouldn't even raise our bloody pulse because our motivation completely switched, and we saw stepping into this uncertainty as pleasure because it's going to help us to save our child's life in the example I gave, and not stepping into it would just destroy us because we had this opportunity to do something that is so important to us and we didn't do it. And that is actually what we're doing when we don't step into uncertainty. We're robbing ourselves of our life. So it is that important. So the question I have for you is, what are you going to do now to step into uncertainty this week? What are some things that you could do? Because it's like building a muscle. If you don't exercise the muscle, it weakens. And this is what happens. Our tolerance for uncertainty weakens by not using that muscle. But we start using the muscle and it gets stronger and stronger. And we start to actually enjoy working the muscle because it releases endorphins and we get stronger and we grow. People become addicted to the bodybuilder's pump or the runner's high because it feels so good. So we start to link pleasure to tolerating uncertainty. So what can you do this week? We spoke about in the previous session about a social situation. Is there a social event that you've been putting off that you could step into and do? Is there a difficult conversation that you know if you did would be so good for you and it is so necessary, but you've been avoiding it because of this fear of uncertainty? Is there, I spoke to a client a few weeks ago who had a huge fear of having dinner in a restaurant on their own. Could you do that? Could you step into that? Could you have dinner in a restaurant on your own if that is one of your fears of uncertainty, and see that no one actually cares? They're too busy enjoying themselves and you can actually do the same thing. Okay, this is what I'm talking about now. It's actually taking the final step, taking action. So the question is, are you going to do this? And if you are, actually, Write in the comments what you are going to do this week to step into uncertainty. This can give you a little bit extra leverage on yourself because it's a public declaration of what you're going to do. And it also, not just that, it's going to inspire other people. So you're helping, not just helping yourself, you're helping others by taking action. And you can associate with the pleasure of that, of contributing. So that's that. That's the final step. You've got the psychological foundations in the previous session. Now you just need to take the step. And I sincerely hope that you do that, because you will see that it will be an opportunity for growth like nothing else. Thanks, everybody. I hope this session was useful. Please give it a like and a comment in the comment section, as I mentioned, because it also helps to feed the algorithms and helps other people to benefit from this content. And I look forward to bringing you another video in a day or two. Thanks, everybody. Cheers.